know about Alabama Lions site, but it is 75 years old this year. And plans were to have a great celebration. At this moment, it's still on for May the 1st. But that, of course, will be subject to how conditions progress or degress, I guess we should say, in the next few weeks. But in those 75 years, you can be proud as Lions in the state of Alabama of taking up the challenge from Helen Keller in 1925 to become the Knights of the Blind. Because in those 75 years, Lions clubs like this and their contributions towards Alabama Lions site have helped more than 400,000 indigent people in Alabama receive vision care. Now that can come from all the way from a pair of glasses, eye exam, advanced eye care, surgeries, whatever the case might have been. But during that period of time, and that's a very conservative number, today, each year, we are helping more than 22,000 people in Alabama receive some kind of vision care. And so I don't know how far back that goes, but 400,000 is a very conservative number. That may have been from a Lions Club meeting just like yours here, and someone contacting a line and saying, I need some help. I can't afford eye care. And lines like this raise funds to do whatever is necessary. Whenever you help a child or a person, and if you've ever seen a child put on a pair of glasses for the first time and wake up to the fact that they can see. And it is truly an awakening, because a child has no point of reference knowing how to see. They just think because that's the way they see, that's the way that it's supposed to be. And a child to put on a pair of glasses and be able to see for the first time is truly amazing. We have people that will put on a pair of glasses and say, oh, I didn't know that there were individual leaves on a tree. It was just a big green blob to them prior to that. How many people has the Satsuma Club recommended to Callahan Eye Hospital in Birmingham for advanced eye care through the Lions Clinic? Do you know? Do you have a clue? How many do you think from Baldwin and Mobile County last year went to Callahan? 36. When I speak to a club like this, I say, and I define it, my privilege, the counties that touch the borders of your county. And so the counties that touch the border of your county, even though it's more than 200 miles away, there were 56 from this region last year that came through the Lions Clinic at Callahan. Now, having become the executive director in the last 2 years, I've went back and read some of the records and seen some of the annual budgets and what all they went for. And our arrangement with Austin Callahan, who, of course, the hospital is named after, the Lions recruited him to come to Birmingham and were instrumental in raising the funds, became the catalyst for building the Callahan Eye Foundation Hospital. And his arrangement was, by the way, Lion Tom, he got his training in Baton Rouge, and or not Baton Rouge, but in New Orleans. And his deal was, Lions, if you'll take care of their hospitalization, I'll treat whatever their problem is for free, whatever surgery, whatever it was. I've seen budgets and sometimes near $350,000 on an annual basis to take care of the hospitalization. Well, if you just took those 56 people and multiplied what it would cost today to put someone in a hospital and to have care, what do you think the budget would be? And while there was 56 from this area statewide, there was 7,412. Our arrangement with Callahan Eye Hospital is as Lions, that if someone is deemed indigent, then they qualify for whatever service, whatever vision care that they need, free. And as Lions, we pay the copay. That's about $50. Pretty good arrangement, wouldn't you say? 7,412 would be pretty steep to pay for their cost. And so it's a great opportunity that the Lions began, and that our legacy today is that we are helping so many people in Alabama receive vision care. Truly, it could never be more appropriate today than what Helen Keller said. Alone, we can do so little, but together we can do so much. Lions are truly to be proud of the legacy that they're leaving in Alabama. When I look at the work of the Alabama Lions side, I've kind of divided into three categories. We've got the Callahan Lions Clinic there in Birmingham that Lions all over the state send people there. But vision screening is another major area of the service as Lions that you are providing with your donation. And so we have people like Yvonne did for a number of years that do vision screenings all over the state. And we normally average around 15,000 vision screenings a year with different schools, different community health fairs, different kinds of gatherings of people, about 15,000. And that truly is a great service that Lions like you are providing. I don't know if you are connected with any of your local schools and have done vision screenings, have sponsored a vision screening, but any club can sponsor a vision screening. We'll send you a person to do the screening. It costs $150. Whether you're screening 300 or 1,000, we will do that. But I want to tell you of a program that I have started, and I left this piece. I did leave this piece in my briefcase in the car. I would have brought it in. But 2 years ago, I started approaching the state legislature in Alabama to screen in every public school in Alabama, grades 6, 8, and 10. Now, I don't know if you've ever been involved in state politics. I've not been really involved in local or county or any kind of politics before. But didn't get to first base last year. But I want to tell you that we're on second base, and it's no outs. And we've got a power hitter up at the plate. This year, Governor Ivey has taken up our project to go into every public school and screen grades 6, 8, and 10, and has put it in her budget. I've met with her finance director and her budget director, and I have a copy of this year's state budget, and Alabama Lions site is in her budget for $1.7 million to screen 170,000 students in every public school in Alabama, grades 6, 8, and 10. And so our job right now is to keep that in the budget and hopefully get it approved, and come October, then be able to start screening those grades in every public school. Now I'll let you in on a little secret. We're trying to do 6, 8, and 10. There's another organization that's doing kindergarten, 2nd, and 4th. And the legislatures are asking me, will the Lions do it all? And if we do it all, then we may be looking at even more money. Right now, we're in there with them, and it's $5 million. The other group gets 3 for doing the same number of students. And we'll do it for less. And they're looking very hard in giving us the whole shebang. I don't know how to spell that, but that's what I call it. I don't know if that's a Cajun word or not. The whole thing. The other project that the Lions are involved in is the mobile eye clinic. Has anyone here seen our mobile eye clinic other than I know Yvonne? It's a 42-foot box truck I call our rolling optometrist office on wheels. We have employed an optometrist by the name of Kent Dom, who has retired from practice. Now he's our optometrist, and a clinician and a clerk to every day go out into rural Alabama. Currently, we're going into 21 counties, 30 clinics, and conducting complete dilated eye exams. This project began 3 years ago. We have seen more than 6,000 patients in those 3 years, and are managing people with many health conditions that have been determined through their exams, such as glaucoma, diabetes or diabetic retinopathy, macular degeneration. And it's amazing the stories that I could tell you that we run into. 3 months ago in Walker County in Alabama, that's up above Birmingham to the west, Dr. Dom was conducting an eye exam, and the gentleman, I call him Henry, came in, hadn't had an eye exam in a number of years. Dr. Dom took a picture with a camera that we wrote a grant for last year, $50,000 piece of equipment, state-of-the-art piece of equipment. And when he got the picture, it is a fungus picture of the eyeball that shows hemorrhaging just all over his eyes. He stopped the eye exam in the middle of his examination and said, "Sir, it's important that you get to the emergency room as soon as possible." He was in a diabetic condition that was detrimental for his well-being. He went straight to the emergency room and was put in the hospital in ICU for about 3 weeks. After that, 2 months, he came back to the mobile eye clinic. Now we're able to help him with his vision. We see people that haven't had an eye exam in decades and come in and they'll have a pressure reading over 30. And I imagine most of you know what that means. It means they have glaucoma. Glaucoma natural reading is anywhere from 11 to the teens, no more than 20. And you can lose your sight in 6 months with glaucoma if it is not diagnosed and treated. Well, this gentleman left that day having been discovered that he had glaucoma, and we saved what eyesight he had then. He'll never get back what he lost. Glaucoma robs a person of their eyesight in their peripheral vision, and they only can see directly straight ahead. But we have case after case after case where we are saving people's eyesight, and in some cases their lives, almost on a daily basis with our mobile eye. The thought behind this process is to make vision care accessible in rural counties, Alabama, where vision care is little or not available at all. In some of these counties, that's the case. So our truck drives sometimes an hour to an hour and a half every day to set up and see folks from 9 to 2 o'clock, and then they drive home an hour and a half every single day. With one doctor and 30 clinics, 21 counties, we're at capacity to what that truck can do and what our staff can do in that truck. And so we're at the point that there is a need to have a second vehicle. And our board of directors thought that since we are celebrating 75 years, let's take advantage of trying to raise funds to buy a second truck. So that's the project that we have undertaken. We've challenged clubs, and we know that all clubs are not equal. Some clubs have lots of folks. Some clubs have great signature projects and raise a lot of money. It doesn't matter what a club can help us with. Whatever a club can do is certainly appreciated and welcome. And I'm not here tonight to twist your arm to ask for a donation. If you have one in the future, we'll gladly accept it for the service that Lions render to the indigent people of Alabama. But rest assured, all donations are appreciated. And so come May the 1st at our celebration, if we are allowed to have it, we're looking to raise about $300,000 to buy a vehicle and equip it with the necessary equipment for a second mobile eye clinic. I'll tell you, I know I've already heard the story. This club was reorganized, perhaps with the thought of being back involved in vision care as it was originally, and that's great. Vision is my passion. I personally have monocular vision. I lost my eye when I was 14 years old to glaucoma. And so when I see people and hear them coming into our clinic and it being discovered that they have it and we can help save their vision, that gets really next to my heart. And this vision screening for grades 6, 8, and 10, if what we know now was there in 1966, I might not have lost my vision. And so I want you to know how passionate I am about what you as Lions are providing when it comes to answering Helen Keller's challenge in 1925, become Knights of the Blind. Thank you for the opportunity to come and to be with you tonight. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to entertain anything you might want to ask.